Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt like something bigger was at play in your life? Maybe things started shifting in ways you didn't expect, or doors began to open at just the right time. I want to talk to you today about the strange things that will begin to happen when God has chosen you. You see, when God has chosen you, He doesn't just push you along like a boat drifting on a river. No, He's got a divine purpose for you that's unique and specific. You are set apart for something extraordinary. And yes, that means strange things will start happening in your life, but these aren't bad things. They're signs of God's favor preparing you for His greater plan. First, doors will begin to open for you that you never thought would. You may have looked at certain opportunities before and thought, that's for other people, not for me. But when God's hand is on your life, He will create opportunities out of what seems impossible. Those doors you thought were shut tight will swing wide open. You'll start to realize that you're walking in favor you didn't earn, but that God in His goodness decided to give you. Now, I'll tell you this, when God has chosen you, you might feel a little isolated at times. Maybe people don't understand your journey. It's in these seasons of quiet that God is preparing you. He's refining you, shaping you for the greatness He's about to unfold in your life. Sometimes He'll take you aside to prepare you for what's ahead. And though it may feel lonely, it's not a punishment, it's preparation. And then something strange starts to happen. People begin to notice you. Not everyone will understand why you're so blessed, why things are working out for you in ways they don't for others. Some people might even be jealous or confused, but that's okay. God's favor on your life is evident, and when you're chosen, that favor becomes undeniable. But here's the thing, God doesn't just give you favor to stand still. He allows challenges to come your way, not to break you, but to build you up. Those challenges you once feared, they're no longer obstacles, they become stepping stones. Every difficulty is designed to make you stronger, to help you grow in ways you never thought possible. So when things get tough, don't get discouraged. You're being refined. You're being prepared for the next level. In the middle of everything, when life gets stormy, when the pressures seem high, you'll notice something unusual: peace. Yes, peace. Even when the world around you is chaos, you'll find a calm that doesn't make sense. You'll wonder why you're not stressed out like everyone else, but it's because God's peace is with you, keeping your heart steady through the waves. You'll also notice a heightened spiritual sensitivity. You'll start hearing from God in a way that's clearer than ever. Your connection to Him will deepen. You'll have a greater awareness of His voice, His direction, and His purpose for your life. It will feel like you're walking with Him in a way that you've never experienced before. As you continue on this journey, you might see people come and go. Relationships may change. Don't be surprised when some people start to drift away. It's part of the process. And while that might be painful, it's because God is bringing new people into your life. Divine connections, people who will support you, encourage you, and help you walk out the purpose He's placed inside you. But let me tell you something else you'll notice: unseen battles. There will be spiritual opposition. You may not see it, but you'll feel it. The enemy doesn't like seeing God's hand on your life, and he'll try to distract or discourage you. But here's the good news: those battles don't belong to you. They belong to God. You're walking in His victory, and He will fight for you. Through it all, there will be a joy that surpasses understanding. It doesn't mean you won't face hardships, but even in the difficulties, you'll know deep down that you're on the right path. You'll feel the joy of being aligned with God's purpose for your life. And that joy will keep you going when everything else seems to fall apart. And the final thing that happens when God has chosen you is that you'll experience a sense of purpose like never before. Everything you do will begin to align with His plan for your life. What used to feel like randomness will start to feel intentional. You will know that you are right where you're meant to be, doing what you were created to do. So my friends, when strange things begin to happen in your life, when doors open, when challenges arise, when people notice, and when peace fills your heart, take a moment and remember this: you are chosen. You are set apart. And God is working in ways you can't yet fully understand, but rest assured, everything happening in your life is part of His beautiful divine plan. When God chooses you, He does not just invite you into a life of mere existence. He sets you apart for something extraordinary, something that goes beyond the ordinary confines of the world. You are not simply one of the crowds. You are uniquely chosen for a divine purpose that only you can fulfill. From the very moment God decided that you would be part of His plan, He began to craft a life that is meant to reflect His glory in ways that are uniquely yours. This divine uniqueness is not something you can earn or manufacture. It is a gift, a calling, a purpose woven into the fabric of your life by the Creator Himself. God's choice for your life is not random, and it's not without reason. You were created with specific gifts, talents, and qualities that were meant to shine in the place and time you live. Often when we look at ourselves, we see our flaws, our imperfections, or we compare ourselves to others, wondering if we are truly qualified or capable. But God doesn't look at you the way you look at yourself. He sees the full potential He placed inside of you before the foundations of the world. That divine uniqueness means that there is something special about your life that no one else can offer. The way you think, the way you act, and the way you live has been designed to bring something beautiful to the world that only you can bring. At times, you may feel as though your life is insignificant or that your journey doesn't measure up to others. Maybe you've been told that you don't have what it takes, or perhaps you face challenges that have made you question your worth. But here's the truth: God never makes mistakes, and He doesn't waste anything. The very challenges, the very experiences that seem to have broken you are the things He uses to refine you. They shape your character, build your faith, and prepare you to walk in the fullness of your purpose. The world may try to categorize you, label you, or limit you based on external circumstances, but God sees beyond that. He sees the heart, the potential, and the calling that He has placed inside of you. Your divine uniqueness means that you were created with a specific destiny in mind, a destiny that aligns perfectly with the plan God has for you. There is a certain path, a specific role that only you can fill, and God will make sure that you are equipped to fulfill it. When God chooses you, He doesn't just give you the talent or resources you need in the moment. He provides what you need for the journey ahead. It's often in the moments of uncertainty, when we don't see how we'll make it or where the road will lead, that God reveals how intricately He has prepared us for what's ahead. He gives you just what you need at the right time to fulfill your unique calling. Living out this divine uniqueness doesn't mean that everything will always be easy or that the road ahead will be free of obstacles. In fact, the path God has chosen for you may not always look like the one you thought it would. But what you must remember is that being chosen by God means you have a purpose. Your life has a meaning that stretches beyond yourself. When God has a purpose for your life, nothing can stop it. Not circumstances, not fear, not the opinions of others, nothing. You are chosen by the Creator of the universe, and when you step into that divine uniqueness, there is nothing that can derail the plan He has set before you. In the same way that no two snowflakes are alike, no two people are the same in the eyes of God, your divine uniqueness is a reflection of the God who created you. When you embrace that truth, when you fully accept that you are set apart for something greater, you begin to see life through a different lens. Suddenly, your struggles are no longer burdens, but building blocks. The challenges you face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to a life that is fulfilling and aligned with God's perfect will for you. God's choice for your life is the ultimate affirmation that you are important, valued, and loved. You are not here by accident. Your life matters, and the impact you are meant to have will be felt, even if you don't fully understand it right now. Embrace your divine uniqueness and walk confidently in the purpose God has prepared for you. You are His masterpiece, fearfully and wonderfully made, and He has great things ahead for you. When God chooses you and sets you on a path of purpose, one of the most remarkable things that begins to happen is that unexpected doors will open for you. These aren't just ordinary opportunities. They are divine openings, moments when it becomes clear that God is orchestrating your life in ways you couldn't have imagined. You might find yourself in situations where you look around and wonder how you got there, why certain doors are suddenly swinging wide open. The key is to recognize that when God's hand is upon your life, He will create opportunities and open doors that align with His plan for you, even if they seem completely unexpected at first. These divine opportunities might show up at a time when you least expect them. Perhaps you've been working hard for years and wondering when or how your breakthrough will come. Maybe you've prayed for opportunities, sought advice, or tried to make things happen on your own, only to find that you are stuck, waiting, or uncertain of the next step. But when God is ready to move, He doesn't always follow the timing or logic you might have imagined. It's in these moments when everything feels like it's at a standstill that God can open doors you never anticipated, at times you never imagined. The thing about unexpected doors is that they are not always the doors you would have chosen for yourself. Sometimes God opens doors that seem counterintuitive to where you thought your life was headed. You may have envisioned a certain career, a particular relationship, or a specific outcome, but God may have something far greater planned. It's as though He's taking you on a journey that surprises and stretches you. What might have once felt like a setback or disappointment can turn out to be the very thing that leads you to a place of greater opportunity and fulfillment. These doors can come in many forms. You might find yourself meeting a person who becomes a key connector in your life, a mentor, a friend, or a business partner who opens doors to new opportunities. Maybe it's a job offer that seems to come out of nowhere, or a creative opportunity that lands in your lap, even though you weren't actively pursuing it. Sometimes these doors open through acts of kindness from unexpected sources or divine interventions where the pieces of the puzzle just seem to fall into place without you even trying. What's incredible is that when these unexpected doors open, it often feels like a divine confirmation that you are walking in the right direction. It's a reminder that God is with you and that He's guiding your steps, even when you can't see the whole picture. This is where your faith is tested and strengthened. You see, we may not always know where the next door will lead or why God opens certain doors at certain times, but what we do know is that He's faithful to fulfill His promises. If He opened one door for you, He can open another. As these doors open, there's also a sense of peace that accompanies them. You may feel a deep sense of peace that despite the unknowns and uncertainties, this is exactly where you need to be. It's not about everything making sense in the moment. It's about trusting that God has it all worked out. His timing is always perfect, even if it doesn't align with our expectations. Additionally, when God opens an unexpected door, it often comes with a sense of favor that is beyond anything you could have arranged on your own. God's favor isn't based on your merit or effort alone, but it flows from His grace. You'll find that you are walking in favor with people you never thought would support you in places you never thought you'd go. Doors open not because you've pushed for them relentlessly, but because God in His sovereignty has ordained that the time is right for you to step into something greater. You might wonder, how do I know when one of these doors is God's will? It's important to stay connected to Him in prayer and seek His guidance. He will confirm His will in your heart, and you'll find peace in the choices you make. You will know that these doors aren't just the result of chance. They are evidence of God's perfect plan unfolding in your life. When unexpected doors open, they may come with challenges, yes, but remember, God doesn't open a door without also equipping you for what's ahead. You might walk through a door into a new season that brings new responsibilities, new growth, and new challenges, but also new blessings, new relationships, and new experiences. Every door that God opens is part of His plan to move you closer to the purpose He has destined for you. So when you feel like you've hit a wall or you're unsure of what to do next, trust that God is able to open doors that you never saw coming. He is the one who makes a way where there seems to be no way. He is the one who will surprise you with blessings you never expected in places you never thought to look. And when you walk through those doors, step forward in faith, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. When God chooses you, His favor will begin to manifest in ways that often feel unexpected. One of the most amazing aspects of His favor is how it shows up in the most unlikely places and situations. You might find that God's favor lands in places where you least expect it, with people you never imagined, and in circumstances that seem far from ideal. But when you are walking in divine favor, the rules of the natural world no longer apply. You might have felt overlooked or underestimated in the past, but when God's favor is upon your life, He opens doors, creates opportunities, and makes a way where there seems to be no way, even in the most surprising of places. God's favor is not something you can earn or manufacture on your own. It's a gift that flows out of His grace, not based on your performance or your ability to deserve it. Sometimes we assume that favor only comes to those who have achieved great success or those who are already in high positions, but that is not how God operates. His favor often appears in the most unlikely circumstances, proving that He can elevate and bless whomever He chooses, regardless of their background, status, or past mistakes. God's favor doesn't require perfection. It simply requires a willing heart and a life that is open to His direction. For example, you may find God's favor in the most unexpected relationships. You could be in a situation where you feel like an outsider, perhaps in a room full of people who seem to have more influence, more experience, or more resources. Yet somehow God will cause you to stand out, drawing the attention of someone who can help, support, or open doors for you. It could be a mentor, a business partner, or even someone you'd never expect who suddenly takes an interest in your life and destiny. The world may overlook you, but when God's favor is upon you, others will take notice and be drawn to you in ways that don't always make sense. You may also experience God's favor in situations where you seem out of place or unqualified. It's easy to think that God's favor only shines on those who seem to have everything together, those who have the perfect resume, the right connections, or the most impressive qualifications. But God specializes in turning what the world sees as unlikely into something extraordinary. Maybe you're stepping into a new job, ministry, or project and you feel underprepared. Or perhaps you've never had the training or experience that others seem to have, and yet in the midst of this uncertainty, you will find that God opens doors for you that others would not have had the courage to walk through. He places you in the right place at the right time, and through His favor, what looked like an impossible challenge becomes a testimony of His goodness and provision. At times, God's favor also shows up in places of struggle or hardship. Life may not always be smooth, and you might face difficult circumstances or setbacks. But even in the midst of your struggles, God's favor is often working behind the scenes. He can take situations that seem like obstacles and turn them into opportunities. Perhaps you face a financial difficulty, a relationship challenge, or a health issue, and you wonder how you will get through it. But through it all, you begin to see that God's favor is carrying you through, and He's positioning you for something greater on the other side. What seemed like a setback becomes a platform for God's glory, and you find yourself in a place where you never thought you'd be grateful, blessed, and amazed at how God can turn even the most unlikely of circumstances into a blessing. God's favor can also appear in unexpected resources. You might find that a person, a situation, or a resource you never thought would be available to you suddenly becomes a key piece of the puzzle. It could be a financial breakthrough at just the right moment, an opportunity to learn something that propels you forward, or a connection that leads to new possibilities. The beauty of God's favor is that it often comes in ways that defy human logic. It's not about what you can do or what you've worked for. It's about God's grace and His ability to make provision when you least expect it. Sometimes God's favor will also show up in the most unlikely of people. You might expect favor from those who are closest to you, but often God will use people you never imagined to help fulfill His purpose in your life. It could be someone with whom you have no prior connection, someone who doesn't know you well, but who has the means or the influence to help you in ways that others cannot. It's a reminder that when God is working in your life, His favor transcends your own expectations and operates beyond the people you know, the places you've been, or the circumstances you find yourself in. What is amazing about this divine favor in unlikely places is that it is a testament to God's sovereignty and His love for you. He is able to use anything and anyone to position you for success. When God chooses to favor you, He doesn't do it by human standards. He can open doors where there were no doors, bring people into your life who you least expect, and provide for you in ways that only He can. His favor is not limited by circumstances, your qualifications, or your past. It is a reflection of His grace and His desire to bless you in ways that will leave you in awe. As you continue walking in God's favor, remember to stay open to His leading, even in the most unlikely of places. His favor is not bound by your understanding, and often it is in the unexpected that God does His greatest work. When you trust Him, His favor will show up in ways that will astound you and lead you into a life that is far beyond what you could have imagined. At times, when God is preparing you for something extraordinary, you might find yourself experiencing seasons of isolation. These periods can feel uncomfortable, lonely, and even confusing, but they are not times of punishment or abandonment. Rather, they are times of divine preparation. Isolation in the hands of God is not about being cut off from the world, but about being drawn closer to Him and being refined in ways that only this season can accomplish. When God isolates you, He is not rejecting you. He is positioning you for something greater, preparing you for the work He has in store for you. During these times, it can be easy to question why you feel so alone or why you're being held back. Perhaps others around you seem to be thriving, making progress, and moving forward while you feel stuck, isolated, or overlooked. But God uses these moments to build something deep inside you. Isolation isn't just about physical separation, it's about a spiritual realignment. When you are isolated, there is an opportunity for you to focus on what truly matters, your relationship with God. It's in these quiet, seemingly barren moments that you can hear His voice more clearly, reflect on His promises, and discover what He is doing beneath the surface of your life. In times of isolation, God does some of His best work in your life. He removes distractions, both external and internal, and begins to prepare your heart for the future He is leading you toward. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the busyness of life, working, striving, managing relationships, that we lose sight of God's calling. But in isolation, God allows us to strip away the excess so that we can hear His voice without the interference of the world around us. He might lead you into a season of prayer, worship, or study of His Word in ways that feel more intense or focused than ever before. These moments are not wasted. They are the foundational work of your preparation. Additionally, isolation brings a sense of dependence on God. When you are left to rely solely on Him, you discover new depths of trust and intimacy with your Creator. God is preparing you for the future by teaching you that He alone is enough. In these seasons, He will provide for you in unexpected ways, showing you that He is your source and that He has already equipped you for what lies ahead. The isolation may seem painful or frustrating in the moment, but it is the very place where God molds your character, strengthens your faith, and clarifies your purpose. In the Bible, there are many examples of people who were called into seasons of isolation before stepping into their divine destinies. Think of Moses, who spent 40 years in the wilderness tending sheep before he was called to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. During those years, Moses was not wasting time. He was being prepared for the monumental task ahead. The same was true for David. Before he became king, he spent years in isolation in the fields as a shepherd and then running for his life as Saul pursued him. It was in these seasons of solitude that God shaped his heart and taught him leadership, faith, and resilience. Just like Moses and David, you too may go through seasons where it feels like God has you on the sidelines, away from the action, away from the crowds, away from what seems like the good stuff. But the truth is, these seasons of isolation are necessary for the preparation of your heart and mind. God is building something in you that will only be revealed when the time is right. While others may be focused on external achievements or outward success, God is focused on your internal growth. He wants to equip you with the character, wisdom, and faith to handle what He has planned for you. In times of isolation, God can also be refining your character, removing areas of your life that are not aligned with His will. It's easy to get distracted by success, approval from others, or even self-reliance. But in isolation, you are given the space to grow in humility, patience, and trust. God may be working on areas of your heart that need healing, or areas where He wants to build strength and integrity. These aren't easy processes, but they are essential to your preparation. God does not just want to use you, He wants to shape you into the person who can handle the fullness of His calling. Furthermore, isolation is not permanent. Though it may feel like a long and lonely season, God's preparation always leads to promotion. After Moses spent his years in the desert, he was called back to Egypt to fulfill his purpose. After David's years of running, he was crowned king. Your season of isolation will not last forever, and it will not be without purpose. God will bring you into a season of public favor, divine promotion, and fulfillment of your purpose. Thanks for watching.